Hello and welcome back to Walton on Trent. I am officially on a break from layout updates, but a very special new model has just arrived at Walton, which is well worth a look. And here it is, the eagerly anticipated Accurascale Class 50 in the shape of 50007 Sir Edward Elgar in GWR Brunswick Green, an exclusive special edition in this very attractive box. This is now the heaviest loco at Walton by some margin, weighing in at 700 grams, 80 grams more than the next heaviest, my Cavalex 56s. I expect the forthcoming 60s will take the crown when they arrive, but this 50 is a real Leviathan and should give superb traction. The next thing that struck me, like the Accurascale 31s, was the quality of the livery. The Brunswick green paintwork is rich and lustrous, with finer details picked out at a very fine resolution. This livery was tweaked a number of times during its service life, but this particular combination places it around 1988 and 1991, so a few years before my era, when it ran with a gold data panel instead of a white one. I really like the correctly coloured cab desks, save me painting them, and the dials illuminate. The cab fronts are bristling with separately fitted detail, but in common with everybody else it seems, one of my multiple working sockets was loose in the box after being dislodged by the packaging. That's easily fixed. As usual with Accurascale, you get a nice selection of information cards and booklets, plus an exclusive edition certificate for this one. We spend a lot of money on these models, and I think these little touches add to the customer experience. I was also amused to see a Hoover badge in with the etched accessories. I don't think I'll be fitting it, but I will be adding some of this buffer beam detail eventually. I haven't had the hood up yet, I only intend doing it once, but when I do I'll be adding crew, and also looking to remove the coupling cam from one end if I can. Failing that, I might fit the snowplows. Built at English Electric's Vulcan Foundry, D407 entered traffic in March 1968 and was put to work out of crew hauling West Coast mainline expresses over the formidable summits of Shap and Beat to Glasgow before the wires were hung. With the completion of the electrification project and the successful rollout of the Class 87s, D407, now numbered 50007 under tops, was transferred to the Western region in May 1974 and became a long-term resident of Plymouth's Lara depot. It was there in April 1978 it gained the name Hercules, after the Western region decided to name all their Class 50s after British warships. As part of the class-wide refurbishment programme in the early 1980s, 50007 entered Doncaster Works in September 1982, returning to traffic 6 months later and sporting the new large logo livery. However, to commemorate 150 years since the founding of the Great Western Railway, British Rail chose a handful of diesel locomotives to repaint into a heritage GWR Brunswick green with gold detailing. 50007 was one of them, and so in less than a year it returned to the paint shop and emerged wearing what I think is a very handsome livery, and one which it wore for the rest of its service life. What proved controversial and maybe even unpopular with enthusiasts was the decision to rename the loco Sir Edward Elgar at Paddington Station on 25th of February 1984. I wasn't interested in trains back then, so I have no skin in the game, so to speak, but I can empathise with those who didn't like it, not least because Edward Elgar had nothing officially to do with the GWR. Nevertheless, as, I would say, England's most illustrious composer, I think he's more than worthy of commemoration, especially as he was born and bred in Worcestershire, solid GWR territory, and was an avid user of the railway to get to and from London. 1984 was the 50th anniversary of his death, on 23rd of February 1934. So I understand why enthusiasts at the time were unhappy, but for me, 40 years later, I love it. I've always loved it. I think the livery is really smart, and the name means something to me, and I ordered this as soon as it was announced. think I'm right in saying 50007 was the last Class 50 to be withdrawn from mainline service in March 1994. It was certainly one of the last three, the other two being 50033 Glorious and 50050 Fearless, which ran as D400 for many of its final few years. All three operated numerous Class 50 farewell rail tours in my era, and that's exactly what 007 will be doing for me with this rake of Mark I coaches and a couple of 2D BFKs, currently represented by these 2F BSOs. That's a future conversion project. I'm hoping for 033 and or D400 in a second run, with the ultimate aim to run them as a triple header. Not sure how successful that will prove to be, but it will look and sound awesome if I can manage it. Like many of its fellow 50s, 007 was spared the cutter's torch and went straight from service to preservation. Right now it's at the Severn Valley Railway and back in large logo livery with Hercules nameplates. I'm absolutely delighted with this new edition. The old Hornby 50s have put up a courageous effort over the years. I've had a few of them and always love running them, but their ageing tooling and RRP are very much their Achilles heel now in the face of competition from this new Accurascale version. With recent new 31s and 56s, this new 50 and the upcoming 60s, Hornby are really having their lunch stolen, and it will be interesting to see how or even if they can respond. Right now, this new Hoover is the absolute vanguard of 00 modelling, victorious over its valiant predecessor, and an absolute triumph in my books. It may well prove invincible. If you've managed to count all the times I've name-checked a 50 in this video, then leave your answer below in the comments. For now, I'm greatly looking forward to the Run 2 announcement. Thanks very much for watching, see you soon, bye bye.